gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. But I gotta fix something right away. Hey, this is the wrong song for the Urban Therapy show, but I got it together. Yo, hold up, yo. Everything be all right. Daytime show. It's not waiting until the night. Speaking of night, I thank y'all for coming through last night, and we got game tight. And everything is gonna be okay. Let me change this song out the right way. Hey, maybe if this browser stop freezing, then we can get it popping. Listen, this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. And today we're talking about what's going to happen. I mean, what it's going to mean if it don't happen. I'll explain that to y'all in a minute. Listen, a lot of times when people deal with disappointment, sometimes it's bigger than disappointment. Sometimes when things don't happen the way people expect them to happen, they can take it as being symbolic of worse things to come, worse times to come, and it can heighten your level of anxiety. So we are going to talk about that right now. Let's get it popping. Everything is going to be all right. It's about to start dropping word. Hold on, come on now. Let's go. There we go. There we go. So yeah, Urban Therapy with Sun Show, y'all. I'm your host, Sun752. And it's the first day of the year. First day of the year, first day of the month, first day of the week. It's not the first day of the week. So, what is going to mean if it don't happen? A lot of people are about to start capitalizing on their New Year's resolutions right now, starting today. Some people are going to start today. And we know from making New Year's resolutions in our own in past years that sometimes it just doesn't go down the way that we think that it's going to go down. So what does it mean to you when things don't happen the way that you planned, especially when you work for it, especially when you made sure that the road was paid for, especially when it was promised to you and you know that they can deliver, but they still didn't come through and give a thing to you that they promised? Doesn't mean a whole lot to you. And I'm about to make sure that we get it together and try to prove that, we gonna make the move. And I'm going to soothe it like I build. Everything is about to get type real. And the skill that we display is going to be on something other shit today. And we going to kick the shit off. Urban Therapy some way. So when it doesn't happen to you, or doesn't happen for you, does it mean that something else is behind that? Does it mean that there's a sinister plot that somebody has been cooking up against you? Do you look at it that way? And I'm not saying that it's paranoia, even though it can have some of those elements in it. It can have some of those ingredients in it. But sometimes when you have watched the pattern of things, and when something is supposed to go one way instead of going another way, and instead it has gone the way that you feared the most. Well. What does that mean? So that's what we're going to talk about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What it's going to mean if it don't happen? What it's going to mean if it don't happen? If you don't get engaged this year, because you know how some people time their relationships. Like after 2 years, a man should be talking to a woman about getting married. So if a man doesn't marry you or doesn't talk about getting married to you in the second, the third, and the fourth year, is that symbolic that it's never going to happen for you? Well, that may not be all that unrealistic of thinking for you. But we're going to take a look at that too. Yeah, you know how we do. It's going to be all right, and everything is going to be all right. Live your life, and everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Time your stuff right, and everything is going to be all right. And everything is going to be all right. Let's have a talk now. It's going down, y'all, and you know exactly how. Let's get it popping now. Urban Therapy with Sun752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 11 a.m. till around 12:30-ish. And the reason that we say 12:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday, the first day of the month, first day of the year. A lot of closet cleaning is going to happen today. I expect to lose probably about 100 people off my friends list. Matter of fact, let me check it. I checked it a little earlier. You know what I mean? I checked it a little earlier to see what was going on. Let me see. Let me see how many friends I got on Facebook. Mm, mm. Oh, they must not have got up and deleted me yet. I'm still at a 4,996. So I got a room for 4 more friends. But I expect that to go down. I be. I expect that to go down before the end of the day. Real shit. When things don't materialize for some people, it means more to some than it does for others. But hold on, let me finish this intro. Sun 752 on Sunday, and it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We play on the monkey bars and in the sandbox, on the merry-go-round, push each other up the sliding board, and we take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show, and we are talking about what it means if it don't happen. Now, like I said, for some people, this can sound just like straight paranoia. And I understand that. I totally get it. But for other people, this suspicion of symbolism may actually have some merit. And I'm going to show you how it can have some merit. Let's say you have come down with an illness that you've been getting treated for, been taking medicine for, and an illness that really has kind of past its time, that it should have started to get better, but you're not getting better. You're not getting better. Now, all the medical professionals, the doctors, the nurses, people that are involved with your medical condition, they're all saying, and they've all said that by this time you will start to see some improvement, or the skies will have, the clouds will have lifted and the sun will start to shine, and things will start to get better for you, but it's not happening. Could that be symbolic of a deeper problem that's at hand? Could it be? Could it be that the treatments that you have been given are incorrect for your body? Maybe you are not as receptive to this treatment as other people have been. So it could be symbolic that there are other things at play, that there's something deeper here that's going on than just this problem. For other people, it could be that the problem is so deep. It could be symbolic that there's something going on here that's so serious that maybe this is the beginning of the end. So I'm trying to illustrate how this may not all be about being a hypochondriac and being paranoid and just being a big crybaby or whatever. Sometimes it can be rev. It can be rev. What's going on, Sucre Chez Toi? How you feeling, ma? It's good to see me, some you. Thanks for coming by. And Uptown Roy, my man, my baby brother. How you feeling, man? I haven't seen you in a month of Mondays. It's good to see me, some you, man. You know what? If you still have my number, give me a call. Give me a call. I know you've been taking care of your family. He's a good family man. He's a good family man. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me if you get a chance, though. But yeah, anyway, what it means if it don't happen. What it means if it don't happen for you. Yeah. At the very least, in the medical condition example, you may have to explore some other medications. Find out a little bit more about your body to find out what other things are available, what your options are in order to start feeling better, because nobody likes to be sick. And if you're not getting better when you are sick, when you definitely should have been getting better, then there might be something else going on. And maybe this is symbolic that we need to look a little deeper into the situation. So that's what we're talking about today. Can y'all dig it? Can you get into it? My brother, my man, Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? I ain't seen you by here in a minute, man. It's good to see me some you. Glad to see you coming on through and surely show the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? Glad to see another year, girl, Auntie, Carrie Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my people going directly into your site. And Carol Chamberlain, my good friend, my favorita. Good to see ya. So that's what we're on this morning, y'all. On the Urban Therapy with Sun show. What is going to mean if it don't happen? Yeah, my man hasn't talked to me about anything about taking this relationship forward. I don't think he's really interested in me. I don't think he's really trying to do that. You might be right if you're clocking somebody's patterns. If you know how somebody moves, then the symbolism thing probably is going to weigh a little heavier on you than if you're just a person who pouts and has tantrums because they don't get their way. Well, you ain't get it for me, so you probably ain't never going to get it for me. You ain't never going to give it to me. You ain't never going to do it. You don't do the things that you say you're going to do, and this is symbolic of another situation where you're not going to deliver where you said that you would. It might be legit. It might be legit. By the way, I want to say Happy New Year. I didn't say that yet. Happy New Year to all my go-getters, man. I'm glad to see y'all here. Glad y'all came through. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I know that we probably all have some type of expectations for this year. Some things that we are trying to make happen. Some things that we have put into the works. Some things that we are putting in place and planning on making happen. So, what it's going to mean if it don't happen? How many of us have been through this recently, maybe? You've been asking somebody to do something for a good while. Whatever your time frame is. Maybe it was days, maybe it was weeks, maybe it was months, maybe it was years. Maybe for some of us it's been decades. You've been asking somebody to do something. Maybe you asked them to change their ways, just make things a little bit better so we can get along a little better. And they refuse to do it, or they refuse to even try. Is that symbolic that they're not interested in doing better? Or maybe they don't believe that they need to do better, or maybe coming from you, it's not going to happen. Is that the symbolism that we are bearing witness to? Because it very well could be symbolic of some stubbornness on somebody's part, an unwillingness to cooperate. It could be symbolic that somebody is really not interested in harmony in the relationship between the two of y'all. And you can kind of tell when somebody is not interested in making things better. You can tell when somebody is not interested in changing in any way. You can tell even when someone is saying that they are interested in something. You can tell when they're not. You can kind of gauge their interest level or their enthusiasm about something based on what you know about them, previous engagements that you've had with them. You can tell. Some people are pretty easy read, and even people who aren't that easy to read become a little easier as time goes by. It gets a little easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, think days will get brighter someday. That shit hot. That shit is hot. Carol Chamberlain says, I'm one friend you won't lose this year. That might be symbolic of something else. You might be trying to tell me something else. Is that symbolic that I'm going to lose all the rest of them? Y'all still going to listen to the show? But I appreciate that, Carol. I really, really do. But yeah, man, you know, when we have seen something happen before, it's not easy to just stand by and watch something go down and pretend like, no, this time is going to be different. The only situation I know where you can do something the same way and expect a different result logically is playing the lottery. Playing the lottery. It's not insanity. It's luck. It's not insanity. It's a chance. It's not insanity. It's a probability. It's a possibility. You know, people say it all the time. The definition of insanity is doing something in exactly the same way each time and expecting a different result. Well, how about the lottery? People play the lottery. They play the same number time. They once day time. That's my number. That's time. Yo, I hit today. You don't know when your number is going to come up. The likelihood that you will hit a number if you keep changing it is a little bit lower. But then again, statistically, they say no, you have just as much chance of winning if you change the number that you play in the lottery every day as you would if you kept it the same. I don't know. It don't feel right. Your number is your number. Shout out to all my old heads who won't give nobody they lottery number. Nah, you ain't playing my number. Like it, like if you like somebody else winning is going to take away from your bag. You know it don't work that way. But we don't really believe that it don't work that way. Serious lottery players don't believe that if they share their number with everybody else, that if everybody else wins, that they'll get the same amount of money. But it clearly states how much you'll win if you hit. But it is what it is. So let's look at the symbolism behind playing a lottery. If you don't get to play your number for that day, most people who play the lottery say that the day that I didn't play my number, that's when it came out. Sometimes you have to dig a little deeper into what they're saying when serious lottery players say that, because they might not be talking about one number. Lottery players be having a bunch of numbers and they're all theirs. Oh, my number came out today. What number was that? I thought your number was 752. Yeah, but 9982 came out. That's your number too? Yeah, because that's the last 4 digits of my license plate. How is that your number? Do you play that number? Well, I mean, it's one of my numbers. I play it sometimes. And my youngest daughter's birthday came out last Saturday. So lottery players will tell you this. If my daughter's birthday came out, oh, by the way, it didn't come out like your daughter's birthday, let's say, is, I don't know, April 23rd. It didn't come out 423. It came out 243 or 234. You like, how's that your number? It's her birthday, but it was in the box. And sometimes I play the super box. So I missed that number, but that means that my number is coming out soon. Tell me I'm lying, y'all. And you know where I learned this from? I learned this from my mom. She used to play the numbers crazy. And she was hitting a lot. She used to hit a lot. And I used to be like, what number hit? It would be all kinds of numbers. I hit this week. I mean, she used to get lucky a lot. But you know what? She stopped playing because she said she wasn't winning enough. She said she stopped winning. And I have to think, I wonder if she stopped playing because she felt like when her number didn't come out after a certain amount of time, it was symbolic that she wasn't going to win no more. She said she just felt like she was wasting her money, and the money that she did win was just like compensating for the numbers for the money that she spent. So she felt like she was just breaking even. Stacy White, what's going on? Things were coming on through today and last night. Appreciate me some you. So what is going to mean if it don't happen? A lot of people are going to try to lose weight, gain muscle, get in better shape this year. Starting today. Today, the Planet Fitness membership jumps off. Today. So what happens? What happens if you haven't lost any weight or the weight that you wanted to lose by, let's say, April? If you can stay on your exercise grind for that long. A lot of people bail out. A lot of people bail out when they don't get instant results. What's going to happen? For some people, when they don't lose weight, it's symbolic that they're not going to lose weight, that they can't lose weight, that they're too old to lose weight, that their baby weight is never coming off. You know, a lot of women find it hard to lose weight after they've had children. It's legit. It's legit. But it pretty much means that you just have to work harder or target things in a different way. But if you don't know that, it can be symbolic that, listen, this weight is here to stay. How many people believe that their stomach is never going to go down? Like, look, my arms be getting big, my legs be getting strong and real muscular. Everything else be getting real shapely. But this stomach, but this gut, this tummy, this stomach, this gut, it ain't going nowhere. It's sort of like air. It's always going to be there. And I've been trying. And people keep telling me that I'm lying when I tell them that I'm doing push-ups and squats and all that shit, and it's not happening the way that I thought that it should. And I don't think that it would or it will. And I'm ready to kill the motherfucker who got me doing this shit. I feel silly. And will he own up and fess up? This shit ain't going to make me dress up, make me look no better in my clothes, and I'm feeling kind of bad. And I'm looking at these toes, and I know that they got weight loss surgery, stomach staple surgery. Carol Chamberlain says 234 is my number. I'm just saying. Must be an Aquarius thing. It must be an Aquarius thing, man. You know how it is when it's an Aquarius thing. No, I ain't getting into trying to understand that shit. It's an Aquarius thing. It is what it is. Thanks for sharing the show, Stace. Appreciate it. Uh, Shirley Cheryl says, cracking the hell up. I plead the fifth. Uh-huh. On the number shit or on the stomach shit. And it's true for men and women. But women think that men lose their stomach easier or easily. Say, niggas running around here gutted up. I don't know if they got liver problems or whatever. I've been fighting this gut since forever. But I know that it can go down because I've reduced it before. This pandemic weight is weighing heavily on a lot of people. And since we're talking about what it's going to mean if it don't happen, and we're talking about symbolism when you're dealing with disappointment or when you're dealing with something that hasn't happened the way that you think that it should happen or the way that it was supposed to happen. Hold on, what's this shit? Oh. I didn't know that. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. But yeah. When it comes to losing weight, it's tough. It's tough, especially when we try to spot train. Spot training is when you work on a particular area of concern on your body. Like women be like, I want my women seem to understand that they can't do anything to make their titties bigger except put butter on them. I mean, listen, I've been telling girls and women since I was a boy. Look, the old heads, and by old heads, I mean the teenagers, they told me when I was like 8, 9 years old that if a girl put butter on her titties, then they'll grow. And I know for a fact that is true. If you can fry an egg in butter, you mean to tell me that you can't make the titties grow? But a lot of women haven't tried it. But what they will do is spend a whole bunch of money on cosmetic surgery, getting big fake titties, and fake titties look terrible. Fake titties look horrible. The other thing is, but women do believe that they can get a fat ass. And I will admit there is enough evidence to support that you can grow a fat ass. You can get a fat ass without surgery. Do some squats, bike riding, things like that. It seems to be the motion of your legs bending seems to work on your ass. So women that I know who had absolutely no ass were able to get some ass. They were able to grow some ass through exercise. So what is it going to mean when you've been riding a bike, you've been on the stationary bike, you've been doing that shit for months, and you trying to get a little bubble, you trying to grow a little bubble. What's it going to mean when it don't when the bubble don't grow? Trying to get a little bubble. Sucre Twice says butter works. See, thank you for that confirmation. The old heads who were the teenagers who got it from other old heads who were teenagers once, they knew you want bigger titties, put some butter on that shit. And I'm put some butter on them shits. Put some butter on them. And you're never too old to grow your titties a little bigger. especially if they small. I mean, New Edition said it. A little bit of butter is all it takes. A little bit of butter go a long way. A bit of butter is all it takes. A little bit of butter for big titties. A little bit of butter is all it takes. A little bit of butter goes a long, long way. A little bit of butter is all it takes. You want to have big old titties, girl. Got to make things right. Get them right. A little bit of butter is all it takes. I said, girl, got to take our time. Take our time. A little bit of butter is all it takes. A little bit of butter is all it takes. That's what the Urban Therapy with Sun show is all about, offering solutions. We know people got problems out there. I'm helping y'all to, let's get to the root of the problem and start to fix these shits. So Clay Chutois says, Mrs. Butterworth. Miss Butterworth had a nice little rack. She had a nice little rack. Oh, Ansel Jones says Mrs. Butterworth too. That's what's up. Carol says, so what you trying to say, Omar? Chill, man. I ain't saying that. Cheryl says, on both, the stomach has a mind of its own. You have to really be dedicated, and the numbers come the way that they want, when they want. Now, I'm not going to deny that. But one thing you will learn is that most people who have a problem getting rid of their stomach, they abandon the stomach. But one thing is for sure, if you really do all of the exercises around the stomach, your stomach will start to reduce, and if you build up muscles in your stomach, the body has no choice but to eat away the fat and reduce the fat to the point where you get more lean muscle. And that's where your stomach will start to look a little better. I ain't saying that everybody's going to have a six-pack. Everybody ain't built for that. Everybody ain't built for that. But you can reduce your stomach more than what it is, especially if you do exercises that work your arms and your legs at the same time. Now, my Mind Right Body Better Fitness program people who are left, that would be Cheryl, knows that I used to push the envelope with those goddamn jumping jacks. But do motherfuckers want to do jumping jacks? No. No, they don't want to do jumping jacks. Why? Because my big old titties, be hurting when I jump up and down. So the fuck what? Are you trying to reduce your stomach or not? So Clay says, I'm okay with a 4-pack. I mean, it's nice. That's good beer. That's good beer, 4-pack. Yeah, but listen, one thing you can't deny is that when you do jumping jacks, you're gonna work your arms and your legs. But when you work your arms and your legs, it goes directly to your torso, and it will help you to reduce that gut. So if you notice that people who jog a lot rarely have a stomach. When you jog, you use your arms and your legs. You know that the legs are the biggest muscles in your body. If you didn't know, now you know. But what's it going to mean if your stomach doesn't get to that level where you feel comfortable going on that cruise this spring or summer, should the COVID numbers go down? What's it going to mean? Is it symbolic that you just going to have to work with what you got? Is it symbolic that nothing you do is ever going to work? Is it symbolic that somehow you are cursed by God? By God. So Crazy Toy says, I learned a new way, wall jumping jacks. Wall jumping jacks. Well, one thing I used to teach in my classes is you can do jumping jacks instead of let me see. Let me see.